Hello guys, NautoAce here, and I know I'm late for my thoughts for this subject, and that is the summer update Street Fighter V of 2021. So I want to give my thoughts on the character they showcase, especially a teaser reveal of finally the 5th character for Street Fighter V. And the way they talk about this is very, very interesting. So first, before I give my thoughts on those characters, I want to give a quick thoughts on the other thing they showed. First of all, Street Fighter League, yay, it's back, okay, whatever. Like I say, I'm not into the watching some competitive scene. Yeah, watching good player play fighting games, interesting. Maybe I get some points, I know. But to some extent, it's not really something that, I gotta watch it. And then they also showed some swag, so there's going to be a shirt based on Akira and Oro. So again, you got swag, that means more people get exposure. It's a common thing why you kind of have to do some product, kind of like mobile game, kind of like whatever, more exposure, then more people will be interested, and okay, I might buy the game, might buy the DLC character there. And then the interesting part here as well is the behind the scene of the music producer. I gotta give props to them. That was actually have passion. It is put their heart and soul on it. Yeah, they work so hard. It's like awesome. Even the music, and even an interesting part is he said that there is actually, like I said, part of Capcom. They call it the Capcom Jam Band. Basically, they did the remix for Dan, and the producer said hopefully that in the long run we can travel, play the music, in tournaments, live tournaments rather than online, but that'll be a long way. You just have to wait and see in that one. So with that said, my thoughts on the character they showcase on the summer update. First, they showcase Oro. Yes, the character from Street Fighter 3, and yes, elephant in the room, Oro has 2 hands. Even if you play Street Fighter 3, some of the moves, it kind of showed that he has 2 hands. But they had to compensate, okay, how do I build Goro, a 3D model character from a 2D, with 1 hand inside his clothes? You can't, to some extent. So they had to modify what to do for Oro. So, okay, instead of just putting his hand inside his clothes, we'll just call that, we'll just have him hold his pet turtle, and yeah, it works. It works for the premise of what Oro is there. So you could probably say, before I had a turtle, or yeah, I had a turtle before, now in Street Fighter 3, I can now fight with 1 hand. Something like that. Because remember, Street Fighter 3 is the latest timeline, supposedly, but there are some rumor about that Street Fighter 3 might be retcon, that Street Fighter 5 is going to be the definitive true storyline after Street Fighter 4, but again, who knows? Not gonna touch that. I have no idea, but it is what it is there. So yeah, he has moves from Street Fighter 3, interesting, and then he have some interesting V skill, which is again based on his super move. Because some of the super moves become V skill, and of course, critical art, sort of a wannabe Dragon Fighters super cinematic ending attack, if that makes sense. But yeah, but a lot of the attacks sort of kind of make sense, makes reference to previous games. So of course, interesting battle. If you're an Oro player, you play him at Street Fighter 3. He has sort of the same move, but he has some new ones too. And it's critical art, kind of interesting. So it is based on 2 super, he combined into 1. So, okay, whatever. But again, it is what it is. Yeah, so Oro player probably gonna have interest in. Nothing much for me to say because I'm not really an Oro player. But like I said, what I see at hindsight of the show on the presentation is like, yeah, he has moves from Street Fighter 3, he has some new ones, improvement, gameplay, of course, has to play like Street Fighter 5, definitely. So, like I said, once I get the DLC character, I'll probably give my impression. Maybe not. I mean, believe it or not, I love Street Fighter as a casual player, not FGC. And yeah, I'm having fun with some of the characters. but I can't do no big, massive damage. But that's a different story there. So another one I want to give my thoughts is, of course, Oro and Akira, the character, the fighter from Rival School. So finally, it's been a long time, another Rival School representative finally in a Street Fighter game or in a fighting game in the modern times, because the first one was Kyosuke in Capcom vs. SNK 2, and then Batsu in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, as well as Project X Zone. Now Akira in Street Fighter 5, of course. You also see Tiffany and Hinata in Kanzuki Private Beach, but again, cameo, but it is what it is there. So yes, believe it or not, Rival School is connected to Street Fighter. They're in the same universe. Heck, even a shocker one to some extent, I don't know if it's true or not. Dark Stalker is supposedly also connected to Street Fighter universe, but again, no one knows. I don't know. Maybe true, maybe not though. So Akira plays, to some extent, in my opinion, when I saw the presentation, a modified version of Rival School counterpart. Because in Rival School, if I remember how the mechanic goes, it's just 4 buttons, like a light and a heavy, but the light one kind of plays like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And I don't remember, but I think there's a certain sequence you can do air combo, and that's what Rival School is known for. It's air combo. And believe it or not, Akira actually has that. It depends on what V skill you use. So V skill 1, I think it's some sort of like purple charge. Again, I don't know. I have no idea what Akira's all about. But when I saw V skill 2, it is sort of an air combo thing. And then you have a limited window of time how to do air combo. Again, that's what Rival School characters are. And the interesting part is her moves are based on Rival School. So there are YouTube videos that does comparison, and I saw them, like, yeah, that makes sense. And then V skill Y or V trigger, yeah, something new. Like one of them is she becomes, again, Rival School chain combo, but the other one is that she summons her older brother Daigo, which is basically a sort of a console exclusive character in Rival School, the first one, but the second one he actually appeared in the arcade. So, and then their move basically based on a double team attack, again from Rival School. So a lot of reference there. So again, awesome. Thoughts about that one is, yeah, if you miss Rival School, you miss playing her, here's your chance. She almost looks like plays the same as in Rival School there. So with that said, you might say, well, did they ever show the final character, the 5th character for Season 5? And yes, they did, and they did a teaser. So before I can give my thoughts on this character, there were a lot of rumors saying that it could be an SNK character because it's celebrating the 20th anniversary of Capcom vs. SNK 2, which is definitely a fun game. I did a showcase on that one. I might do an impression in the long run. I'm still thinking about that. And there was going to be, like, finally in the Street Fighter game a collaboration. I mean, you can say, well, Akira, well, no, that's the same universe. Well, Final Fight, to some extent, maybe, but they're in the same universe again. I mean, no, something from a different universe to some extent. And people are rumoring it might be Terry, it might be Kyo. And then when the director and the producer were trying to introduce this character, they said that Street Fighter 5 may be something about the past, because yes, what people don't know, the idea behind Street Fighter 5 is going back to basic. One super, like if you messed up, you get punished, combo. And that's with no focus attack, no parry. Just to some extent going back to Street Fighter 2. So that's what they were saying about Street Fighter 5, which is kind of true. And they said this character will be the future of Street Fighter. And when they meant about the future of Street Fighter, and if you followed Capcom in the past, there was unfortunately a leak, and they list some of the games there. I'm not going to really mention all of them or most of them, because to some extent a lot of people already mentioned that. If I remember, links in the description box as always. But one of the games that it was leaked said it was going to be Street Fighter 6. I think I already mentioned it before. And quick backstory of what happened of Street Fighter 6 and why there's a season 5 for Street Fighter 5. So, like I said, the rumor leak was the next fighting game for Capcom is going to be Street Fighter 6. I mean, it is time. Street Fighter 5 has been like 5 years already, so I mean, it's time. It's time, in my opinion. I would want to be a crossover like Capcom vs SNK, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, you know what? They're Street Fighter 6. And that's what the leak said. It could be true, could be not, but again, leaks are leaks. And then they gave Ono a chance as a director for Street Fighter 6, and it was team-based. And then the interior development said it's no good to a point. Yeah, they gave Ono a window seat to a point that he left. And because of that damage, unfortunately, the Street Fighter team, okay, then like they had to do season 5 just to keep the fans, the FGC BC. There's a reason why when they mentioned it, oh, the character's not going to be ready until, believe it or not, 2021, because Dan was released in February of 2021. It was originally supposed to be like December of 2020, but they said they want to hold it back until the end of the Capcom Pro Tour. So all the characters now were released in 2021. That's how kind of late they are. So now moving forward, they finally revealed the 5th character. Like I said, the director for Street Fighter 5 said this character is going to be the future, which whatever that means. And it is a new character for the Street Fighter universe. Yes, he is new to Street Fighter 5, but the way they indicate about this character, he's going to be sort of a main character in Street Fighter 6. And his name is so generic, I'm sorry, Luke. He's a blonde American MMA fighter. And from hindsight, the design, okay, whatever, it's a generic white boy. And even a lot of people said he might be Captain Commando because of the way it looked. Because he's blonde, the color scheme. Heck, even Max did a sort of a Photoshop thing and said, oh my gosh, it's going to be Captain Commando. But the funny part before that, someone said, oh, is that Luke from Capcom Fighting All-Star, that 3D Capcom game that was canceled because it was just PS4? I'm going to link McMuscle's video on Capcom Fighting Jam, Fighting All-Star, because they had a history about that one. As well with Top Hat Gaming, he also kind of explained it. But the bottom line is there was a original character by the name of Luke. But then thank goodness the director said the Luke for Street Fighter 5 is not the same as Luke from Capcom Fighting All-Star, so don't worry about it. So again, we don't know what the story of that one, but they're not the same character, but it's the Captain Commando. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not because of the color scheme. If you notice, his colors of his pants, it's blue and yellow, which is Capcom's SKU color. So some people might say this guy is going to be Mr. Capcom or whatever, but supposedly he's the future of Street Fighter, which Street Fighter 6, maybe, who knows. So the way they teaser this guy is that he is an MMA fighter, so it's kind of like an unrefined Shoto. It looks like he has uppercut, he has rush punch, and interesting enough, he has bullet punch. So rather than fireball, he has bullet punch. And it looks like either his V skill, his arm becomes like Popeye size, and then suddenly he just gets powered up. And one of his V trigger they showed was apparently with his Popeye arm, he shoots bullet punches. Like, oh, that's sort of interesting. But again, no one knows this teaser because this character's not going to come out until November. For Oro and Akira, it's August 16th, so by the time it's recording, it's already out. And like I said, if I have a chance, I'll give my impression. But like I said, already got the character that I like. Cody, Guile, Nash, Ryu, Ken, Kuma, so it is what it is. I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm a Street Fighter fan that I bought the 4-season pass. Oh my goodness, I know, I'm crazy, but there you go. So those are my thoughts on the Street Fighter 5 Summer Update 2021. They're coming to a close. Once Luke is out, they're done. And hopefully it's a rumored second story mode, but I kind of doubt that at this point on. It would be nice, but again, we'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, the idea with Luke is he's the future. Again, he's not going to be out until November. It'll be a while, so hopefully, probably by late 2022, that's just my guess, is that they're going to release any info about Street Fighter 6. So with that, I'll see you guys later.